You see how y'all got Boyd messed up? Do you see how you got Boyd effed up? Boyd said, who won it? Who want to go first? Who wants to go first? Taking them chances going through a bottle tree just to end up in the floorboards of the sheriff's station, huh? Who got next? Who want to go next? You? Maybe you. Yeah, nobody. That's what I thought. Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tyra here with another struggle review, here to discuss season 3 episode 5 of From. Now while I give y'all a moment to hit them good old buttons y'all know y'all supposed to hit a long time ago, be sure to know that every single Tuesday night there is a conversation to be had during a live for From. If you would love to be a part of that, the link will be down there below. Let's get into Randall. Now, Randall, for the most part, this episode is resting and healing. We do open up seeing the state of his face. He is scarred. He is scarred for life. Jaw barely holding on. And we also have him clawing, trying to get at Boyd. And you have Boyd kind of looking over his shoulder like, yeah, man, don't say that here. Don't say that here. I am already losing my grip on these people. The last thing they need to hear is that I left somebody to be devoured by those creatures. Like, you did this, you left me, this is your fault. When Boyd is asked why was Randall returned alive and responds that, he's here as a reminder to play on our intentions, that false sense of security, that if it's daylight, then it's business as usual. We can content with having some sense of normalcy in this life in Fromville. I was like, is that the only reason, Boyd? Is that the only reason? Because from the outside looking in, it looks that we left him alive and returned him in that state to be in opposition to everything you represent. I think Boyd knows this and he's feeling it along with guilt. You have him kind of hovering over Randall's state this episode, knowing that if and when Randall comes completely to, he's not going to want to hear a damn thing that Boyd has to say. There is no way to walk this down or appeal to any sensibilities of, I did and made the best decision that I could make in the time. I'm sorry I left you. Like, Randall of all people is not going to want to do or hear a damn thing. My question is, what is Randall going to be and how is he going to act when he actually gets up? We also have Mariel nursing Randall back to health, and she is pretty much in charge of the facility now that Christy is in a state of not being mobile with her foot injury. And she voices her stress of, Nikki's life being lost isn't your fault. You did everything you could do. Like, girl, don't go in that cabinet like you did last time, hitting yourself up with the morphine. You don't have to worry, I'm not good. Girl, you went in there before, so let's not act like you didn't arrive here very much so dependent upon those drugs. I will say I am interested in whatever relationship she will have with Randall, because I've been waiting for Randall, Julie, Mariel to come together and maybe discuss what they saw. Even though we had Julie reach out to Sarah, Sarah wasn't there. She wasn't taken in and under in the same way. So I'm curious on whether or not they're going to have a conversation or if something's going to transpire with, let's talk about what happened and maybe what we could expect next from Fromville. We have a brief moment with Kenny and he just tells Boyd there was some different knocks, some different energy out there in that village when we were gathering food. There is something out there. Boyd's mind is kind of elsewhere with Randall and the whole situation of Tabitha returning, so he didn't really focus in on it, just acknowledging we have bigger problems. Did it try to come in though? If it didn't try to come in or attack you, let's not worry about it. I'm sure we'll get back to that later, but we don't spend a whole lot of time on Kenny. I think we are coasting through motions with Kenny for some big explosion of something. I don't know what it's going to be, but I feel like it's not going to be good. I knew Victor was going to run. The moment that, first of all, I love how accommodating Donna always is when there's a new person. Like, no matter how she's feeling, because baby, we know Donna is down and out from that last episode. Why did they just leave us alone? It's like, oh, give her a hug, boy, bring it in. But she makes time to, here's a clean shirt. Let me make that introduction to Victor. I know his state and how he could be. Matter of fact, this is his room. This is what it looks like. And you have Henry just in disbelief that I can't believe I took my feelings, my thoughts, my emotions away from my family, my son, just everyone, assuming that they were dead. Maybe if I had kept pushing, fighting, seeking my son, I could have found him a long time ago. Meanwhile, he was here alone for an extended period of time, suffering. He just feels like a disappointment. We most definitely know that not to be true. Like, who the hell was ever gonna find their way to the From? It took for Tabitha to get out to bring you here, and I'm sure that was strategic on the Fromville's part, but I guess we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But naturally, Victor ran. I was like, Victor, baby, where you gonna go? Fromville is about this big. There's only so many places you can go for so long. Eventually, you're gonna have to confront your father. But we see he as well, they're both feeling this inadequacy because they haven't seen each other in so long. And Victor feeling like, I'm a shell of a man, and whatever my father could have had hopes for me to be, how do I see him? How do I confront him? Look at me. I was like, oh, Victor, baby, it's okay. It is absolutely okay. And I was so glad that Sarah was there to give him reassurance. The way they're gonna kill Sarah off, Sarah must be getting ready to die or something. Something is about to happen to Sarah, because the way that she is there in Victor's corner when he leaned on her, and it's very sister brotherly type of bond. Like, your dad is here seeking you, wanting you, to hug you, to love you. That's all that matters. Don't worry about that. Maybe he's just as scared as you are. You won't find out until you actually meet each other, but it needs to happen. This is a great thing, Victor. I was so glad that Sarah was there to support him, but I just feel like, yeah, they're about to take the girl out. They're about to take the girl out because they're putting a lot of stock in her. Now, when we have, because Ethan be outside alone all the time. Ethan just be walking around the From all unattended. Like, hey, what's up? I'm Ethan. I'm Victor's best friend. Let's walk with me, talk with me. Maybe we'll walk along and see him. Like, sometimes he gets scared and he pushes me as his friend away, but it's just, him feeling like he doesn't want to lose anybody. And he's just, everybody from Donna to Sarah to Ethan, anybody that Henry encounters just lets him know that Victor has been through a lot. So just bear with him. I was like, all right, don't stretch this out. From if we stretch out him actually seeing Victor longer than we need to, rolling that into the second episode, it's gonna be a problem, because the From is this big, especially if you're not in the woods at night. Don't play. We don't do that. We don't do that. When they finally saw each other and Victor broke down, I was like, oh, Victor. It's like, I didn't know how to get home. It's like, oh, it's okay, Victor. Oh my God, that was so nice. It was so nice, and I was just so happy for Victor in that moment to have a connection. He has turned off everything that transpired in his life beyond Fromville. That's like when his life stopped and started at the same time. I blocked all that out. I couldn't think about my life before or my dad or whatever. I probably wouldn't have survived on my own as long as I did. But when he kind of reverts back into the little boy and I just didn't know how to get home and I'm sorry, and I was like, oh, yes, Victor. Now, I will say, I'm happy for Victor in this, but I don't want him to defer from his mission in Jasper and trying to go in those tunnels and figure everything out just because his father is there. I'm hoping that he still continues with that, because we need to figure some stuff out before Ish hits the fan. Now, we also get to see how Julie has been coping with everything that's been going on. Julie said, I get high every day. I get high. Julie has been getting high. Julie has been smoking. We have a moment with Julie and Elgen. I was like, all right, let's move it along. We have them really confide in each other about what they're running from and what they've been seeing, these visions. We have the lady, the kimono, and we have Julie stating, I would trade everything just to see that lady in that kimono. Like, what I'm feeling and seeing, all these, people in pain, a lot of screaming, it's just sickening to where this is the only thing that is gonna block it out. He says, well, did you talk to anybody? Did you talk to Jim? Did you talk to Tabitha? The people who can't wait, emphasis on Tabitha, to leave again. No, exactly. What are they gonna do? They haven't experienced, and I truly don't think they could help even getting into the From. I think this is what they want, like, to give, false hope that we can and maybe get out, like with my mom leaving and returning just to snatch it away. They are never going to let us go. We're going to always suffer. That's what from once. I've been saying that forever. But they do go, and I was like, all of a sudden there's new rooms in the house, and we ain't never seen this room. There are, trunks of all old belongings from people who have frequented, lived, and fought and died in the From, and there's, 80s and different things. They're just having teenage fun. They're playing dress up, and we have Elgen find this Polaroid. I was like, all right. I just knew when he took a picture of Julie, we were gonna see like something like, this is what she really like. This is what's on Julie's neck. This is what's inside of her. But no, we didn't do that. But I'm not counting it out. I felt like they put a lot of emphasis on, ooh, look, a Polaroid. I was like, something's gonna happen with that Polaroid, but I don't know just yet. I really thought we were gonna see entity inside or over hovering. I don't know. I thought we were gonna have an Insidious moment. We'll see what happens next episode. And lastly, before we get into Tabitha, Jim, and them town folks, and Boyd, because y'all had him messed up, Jade said, what town meeting? What town meeting? Who gives a damn? You said she went through a tree, came back, and said, let's go. Jade was on goal from the moment that they came back from that village with that food. Like, what are you expecting? A town meeting for what? For you to tell them what exactly, Jim and Tabitha? You are wasting your time going in there to present yourselves, not having any answers to all of the questions that they are going to have for you. How about you? Well, hold on. Wait a minute, Jim. She just got back here. I understand what Jim is saying, and I also understood what Jade is saying. I'm not stating that we should go through or her risking it all again or walking away from your family. She did just get here. But let's not act like you know best, or there isn't a possibility that these bottle trees or the messages inside them couldn't mean anything. Everything in Fromville means something. All I'm saying is take me to it so I can have an opportunity to maybe put two and two together. Am I asking her to risk her life? Absolutely not. But Tabitha might want to risk her life anyway, assuming that when Tabitha said, I owe these people, like, girl, what about your children? What about your children, Tabitha? We have this town meeting. I was like, oh, y'all never have any goddamn meetings. This is the one time y'all decided to have one. And they had the questions I knew that they would have all along. You got out there, Tabitha, and did what exactly? Did what aside from squander an opportunity we would all kill to have? I would have did this, and why didn't you go to the police? Why didn't you tell some type of authority, some figure that we would hear? If Henry's dad believed you, maybe they could have believed you too. Like, for all the smoke that I have for Tabitha and what she did out there, maybe I just wanted to get to that other tree. I just wanted to get to that other tree, and I wanted to do some more investigative work as far as the connections in that basement and the mom and doing what she could do. Tabitha trying to outsource and get anybody with authority, hospital, police, I don't know, a fireman to believe that was always going to be a far stretch. How the hell are you going to get out and tell someone that my family, amongst so many others, have been trapped in this magical town or transported to? When you see it, like, it's very far-fetched for anybody to believe. So for everybody to sit there and act like they would have had all the answers and I would have moved this way, you would have gotten out there and did maybe the same thing that Tabitha did. You could have went and tried to talk to anybody. Who's to say if they would have believed you? 9 times out of 10, they would have called you crazy and had your ass committed. Tabitha trying to voice that, Jim trying to protect her in that moment. The townsfolk don't want to hear it, especially loudmouth ass Dale, the pain in everybody's side, the thorn, the bane of the Fromville's existence, who never has a positive thing to say 3 seasons in. Where is the tree? Huh? Where is the tree? I don't care what nobody's saying. Where is the tree? I'm sick of Boyd. I'm sick of Dunn. I'm sick of all of this. I want to go home. To be expected. From Dale, naturally to be expected. Baby, back to black bus driver, new there, to be expected. I mean, what do you mean? Like, let's just go to the tree and get in. Like, what are we waiting for? Just got there, to be expected. Fatima and Ellis? No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Fatima with that raspberry preserves, that blood still lingering on your mouth, on your tongue, feeling guilty that she subjected herself to tasting and possibly eating on Nikki. Not all of a sudden it's everybody's fault, it's Tabitha's fault. This was our opportunity. You should have did this and I wanna. No. You're speaking with a guilty conscience because of what you're taking place in that you're not voicing or telling anybody about in this moment. Taking it out. I'll say, if you don't sit down, Fatima, sit down. Sit all the way down, Fatima. And then Ellis, not knowing anything, he's backing her up. Well, yeah, maybe we just need somebody to stop being all talking, all cautious, and actually start doing something. The audacity. The audacity after everything that Boyd has done, sacrificed, tried, been through, all in the name of him being the chariot to get everybody home. I'm gonna be that hero. I'm gonna have order here and eventually find a way. At least now we know that there is a possibility, but don't lose your damn minds going out there knocking on hollow trees and walking through them expecting that every single one might be your way home. I went through a tree and I almost died, dumped into some damn dusty chimney. Don't do this to yourselves. Like, I couldn't, like, the way these people will turn. The way that these people will turn. Child, the way I cackled when the cop was like, well, Tabitha had told me to turn. I didn't. Well, why is she even here? It was giving Mean Girl. She doesn't even go here. Why is she even here? Didn't she kill somebody last night? You get the hell out of here. And we also have Boyd kind of slipping also, taking his frustrations out on her. You get the hell out of my sheriff stations. Didn't you kill anybody? Did you think that meant we were friends? We're not anything. How about you get the hell out of here and try not to take anybody else out? Don't come in here and tell me anything about my situation when you've been here for like 5 minutes. Girl, get the hell out of my face. Like, I think Ellis and Fatima took him over the top. It's one thing for everybody else, but we are supposed to present in a united front. If they're doubting me, it's one thing. But if you two are doubting me, or if we have Donna or anybody who's been here with us in the trenches looking at me sideways, who's supposed to be my soldiers, it says a whole lot. But if you feel like I'm not doing enough, Ellis, and you want to, make change and start doing something, get active. Who are you going to pick? Whose life are you willing to jeopardize and sacrifice? Yours, Fatima? Does Fatima want to walk through a tree with her good raspberry preserves eating ass? Does she want to walk through a tree? Huh? I didn't think so. This was dangerous. This is a dangerous situation. And the state that Dale ended up in reminded everybody so. Now, we do have Ellis rolled up on Fatima in her state of eating her rotten food, and you can't help this, and I knew she was gonna have to get caught. I knew she wasn't gonna voice, babe, this is what's going on. Husband, I'm eating folks. I'm tasting blood like it's Smuckers. I need help. He catches her and now he's shook and like, oh, so this is the urgency to get out or just being in your state. You're eating these rotten things. What the hell are we gonna do? Yeah, deal with it next episode. We have Bacta get on the bus with Boyd and say, well, I do kind of understand where you were coming from. I'm sorry, I'm just as eager to go home as everybody else, but we're underestimating your passion to go home as well. You were trying to keep everybody safe. Next time, moving forward, I'm gonna back you up. About time. I've been waiting for you to do something, girl. I have been waiting for her to step up more into a position to do something, because we have all these extra characters and what are they doing? Just like we have presented this cop. Has she come here to enhance or push anything forward, or has she come here to be a hindrance and maybe be a part of the opposition, join up with Randall? I don't know, but everybody needs to be playing their roles and doing something other than just standing around taking up space. Cool. We have Jade and Tabitha, who had Jim all the way messed up. Like, Tabitha and that urgency to feel like, and I don't even think it's going to stop here. I don't think Tabitha's feelings of, oh, I didn't do enough, she's going to internalize it and everybody's going to have to suffer for it. I feel like she might try to run off again. I don't put it past her to try to take her ass through a tree again. Like, do you realize we thought you were dead? Ethan tried to go out and find you. This is an unsafe situation, Tabitha, and you are here stating that I owe it to them. No, girl, you owe your children. You owe life. You owe protection. You owe mothering. Like, did you forget about Julie? Did you forget about Ethan? Can we sit down just for 5 minutes before you try to go off and be Nancy Drew? Cool. We'll see what happens with that. Meanwhile, we are in the woods with Jade and we're talking, reading those messages in the bottle, the numbers, connecting dots. We can't even get good enough into our conversation without Dale rolling up with his backpack like Dora the goddamn Explorer. Ciao. Well, you know what? Somebody had to be the one. Somebody had to do it. Y'all, you losers. Thank me later. Baby, when Boyd walked his happy ass through that tree to only wind up in that pool wall and the cement cased, dead, like put him out of his misery, baby. It's gone. The fact that we had Victor's dad, Henry, stand there like, oh, there's a motel sign here. Where's the motel? I was like, look at here, Daddy Victor. Henry, we got enough goddamn questions. Don't come over here asking us where the hotel at. Ain't nobody acknowledged that hotel the whole time we've been here, or lack thereof, and there being a sign. I'm sure that probably comes back around to something, because why he just randomly say that? But Dale is in the wall. Dale is in the wall, and everybody's like, oh, I thought we could get in the tree and just go home. Yeah, if it were that easy, all of us would have went through the damn tree. All of us would be trying to get through to the lighthouse. Like, Tabitha getting out was strategic. The sooner you guys realize that, the better. But don't think that I'm trying to hinder you from doing anything. I've been trying to save lives. That's Boyd, town sheriff, ringing that goddamn Liberty Bell to keep us safe. Have some type of sense of all of this crap. Who wants to go next? I'm sick of all y'all shit. Who wants to go next? Be my guest. Take a walk. Take a long walk in the goddamn park. Go through every single tree you ever wanted to. I'm done. Like, who wants to go? Oh, I didn't think so. Like, Boy was on this. Boy was bucking. Boy was bucking like a bull at the rodeo. Like, I swear to God. Who wants to go next? I loved it. I loved it. It was necessary because the town is in a state of needing show and proof. It had to be Dale. I'm not even going to say, unfortunately, that child. Dale should have been gone a long time ago. Dale immensely served his purpose, and he was the perfect one to take this plunge. Take this plunge and be an example to the town. I'm not stopping anybody. Anybody wants to wander out there and go through a tree, Ellis, Fatima, Donna, you, Bacta, go ahead and see what happens. Maybe you'll end up in that lighthouse to maybe get pushed out. You're not. Or maybe you'll end up like Dale. Make a choice and take your chance. The wait, I cannot wait for the next episode. Well, you guys, that was my review for From Season 3, Episode 5. I hope you enjoyed it. Please drop down and let me know what you thought about my thoughts on the episode, your theories. Did I leave anything out? I look forward to reading them and responding. Once again, if you want to dive even further into From, there is a live hosted every single Tuesday night to dive even further into Fromville than I do here in this review. I look forward to reading you guys' comments. I see you guys next time for my next discussion. Bye.
Commissioner!